Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard.
The message began with a direct challenge to online critics. If people are going to make accusations, they should be willing to confront those claims openly instead of hiding behind anonymous accounts, edited clips, or legal buzzwords like fair use. The speaker argued that simply referencing Section 107 of U.S. copyright law does not excuse someone from spreading misleading narratives or damaging another person's reputation. According to this viewpoint, using someone's image, words, or public identity to fuel controversy while profiting from it should come with accountability. The conversation then shifted toward Sean Combs and the growing number of stories surrounding his social circles and alleged industry behavior.
Keyboard or tucked behind edited clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words...
Two celebrities repeatedly mentioned in discussions around the controversy are Terrence Howard and 50 Cent. Supporters of both men argue that their credibility comes from the fact that they claim to have distanced themselves from situations they considered questionable long before the public fallout began. Terrence Howard, in particular, spoke extensively during an interview on the PBD podcast about experiences he said made him uncomfortable while navigating Hollywood. Howard described occasions where Diddy allegedly invited him over under the pretense of discussing acting and music, but according to Howard, the meetings felt strange and lacked any real professional purpose. He claimed that after repeated invitations, an assistant eventually suggested that Diddy's intentions may have been personal rather than business-related.
My image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego. If you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand.
Howard said that realization caused him to cut off communication entirely. Throughout the interview, Howard emphasized his belief that Hollywood contains a deeply rooted culture where personal boundaries and career advancement sometimes become entangled. He framed his decision to walk away from certain opportunities as a matter of protecting his principles and identity, even if it cost him professional deals. Howard also stated that he refused roles or situations he believed compromised his values, saying that maintaining self-respect mattered more to him than industry success. The actor further argued that what is often described as casting couch culture is not an isolated issue but part of a wider power structure within entertainment circles.
For weeks asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay.
According to Howard, some performers struggle emotionally after feeling pressured into compromising situations, especially when substance abuse or manipulation are involved. During the discussion, he referenced public figures such as Justin Bieber while talking broadly about the emotional and psychological toll he believes fame and exploitation can have on young artists. At the same time, legal attention surrounding Diddy continues to intensify. Reports indicate that a judge denied attempts to delay ongoing proceedings, while singer Cassie Ventura is expected to participate as a witness in matters connected to allegations against him.
So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you.
Separate civil filings have also reportedly referenced public figures including Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan as individuals connected to alleged events, though not as defendants. As these stories continue spreading online, discussions around celebrity culture, power dynamics, and accountability in the entertainment industry have only grown louder. However, many of the claims circulating publicly remain allegations, interpretations, or personal accounts that have not been fully proven in court. According to Terrence Howard, The entertainment industry often rewards success while quietly stripping people of the ideals and sense of self they originally entered with.
To you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit.
He argued that many aspiring actors and performers become trapped in systems where personal boundaries are exchanged for opportunity. In his view, some individuals may eventually achieve fame, awards, and financial security, yet still feel emotionally hollow because they sacrificed too much of themselves along the way. Howard was not accusing specific celebrities during that discussion. Instead, he described what he believes is a deeply ingrained culture within Hollywood. That broader argument has since been connected by commentators to the federal case involving Sean Combs.
You see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of.
Investigators have alleged patterns involving coercive sexual encounters, substance use, and recordings that were allegedly used as leverage against participants. Supporters of Howard's perspective argue that his comments mirror claims now emerging through court filings and witness testimony. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has repeatedly stated over the years that he intentionally distanced himself from Diddy because certain interactions made him uncomfortable. Long before recent legal controversies surfaced, 50 Cent publicly described invitations to parties and personal outings that he interpreted as inappropriate or suspicious. In interviews,
any principles there are, and that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything.
He recalled moments where Diddy allegedly offered to take him shopping or pushed for a closer relationship in ways that felt unusual to him. Looking back now, 50 Cent claims those experiences appear more significant given the allegations currently surrounding Diddy. The rapper also suggested that many people ignored warning signs because Diddy often surrounded himself with glamorous public imagery, celebrity relationships, and social status that masked behavior happening behind the scenes. According to 50 Cent, what some people now view as obvious red flags were overlooked for years because few wanted to question powerful figures in the entertainment world. He pointed to reactions from other artists, including discomfort expressed publicly by figures such as Meek Mill, as evidence that some individuals may have privately sensed something was wrong even before legal action began. As public discussion intensified, Diddy's legal troubles also advanced rapidly through the court system. Reports confirmed that jury selection in the federal case was scheduled for May 5, 2025. His legal team reportedly requested a 2-month delay in proceedings, arguing they needed additional time to prepare and address disputes over evidence. However, the judge denied the request, stating there was no sufficient justification for postponement. However, critics argued that Beyoncé benefited heavily from African art and culture while initially remaining silent during Nigeria's #EndSARS protests against police brutality, which unfolded around the same period. Some social media users felt her silence contradicted the themes of empowerment highlighted in the film. The criticism intensified when Tiwa Savage publicly addressed the issue, encouraging more visible support for Nigerians protesting violence and injustice. Eventually, Beyoncé released a statement on Instagram expressing sadness over the violence taking place in Nigeria. She also announced that her Bagud Foundation would support youth organizations providing food, healthcare, shelter, and other emergency assistance to affected communities. While supporters praised the response, critics argued that the statement came only after growing public pressure. At the same time, conspiracy theories linking Beyoncé to Epstein-related operations in Africa continued spreading online, with some users claiming the allegations added even more attention from federal authorities. Still, it is important to recognize that many of these accusations remain based on internet speculation, unverified testimony, and viral commentary rather than confirmed legal evidence. Because trafficking networks already exist in certain regions, some online commentators argue that it would have been easy for powerful outsiders to operate without drawing much attention. Wanting to understand the situation more clearly, many people began researching the broader trafficking crisis in Nigeria, and the findings were deeply disturbing. Nigeria continues to face serious challenges related to human trafficking and exploitation. According to the U.S. State Department's 2024 Trafficking in Persons report, Nigerian authorities launched hundreds of investigations tied to trafficking-related crimes, including cases involving sexual exploitation. Reports from the European Union have also indicated that Nigerian nationals represented one of the largest groups of trafficking victims identified across parts of Europe in recent years. One region that is frequently mentioned in discussions about international trafficking routes is Edo State in southern Nigeria. Researchers and advocacy groups have long pointed to the area as a major source location for women trafficked abroad, particularly toward Europe. Many journeys reportedly begin in Benin City, which has repeatedly been identified as a central hub connected to these migration and exploitation networks. Countries such as Italy have often been referenced as both transit points and final destinations for victims caught in these operations. Investigations over the years have also uncovered so-called baby factories operating in parts of Nigeria. These illegal facilities are sometimes disguised as medical clinics, shelters, or orphanages. According to human rights organizations, women in these locations may be manipulated, coerced, or forcibly held until childbirth, after which their babies are illegally sold or trafficked. In some cases, victims who are not sold into trafficking networks reportedly end up trapped in forced labor situations. As the allegations involving Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and Jeffrey Epstein spread online, social media reactions became increasingly emotional and divisive. Some users openly accused the celebrity couple of being connected to criminal activity, while others dismissed the rumors as baseless conspiracy theories fueled by viral speculation rather than verified evidence. At this stage, no confirmed court findings or official legal documents have publicly proven that Beyoncé was involved in Epstein's criminal network or trafficking operations in Nigeria. Much of the discussion circulating online is driven by internet commentary, interpretation of old controversies, and unverified allegations rather than established facts. Still, the conversation has reignited wider debates about celebrity influence, accountability, and the dangers of misinformation spreading rapidly through social media.